Okay, get that set right. What's up, guys? Well, I guess today's the day. I'm gonna try to drive this down the road just a little ways on the pavement because I don't have insurance on this thing yet. I can't get out on a major road. I don't want to be that asshole that does that, but there's just a little farm to market road up there. It shouldn't be too busy right now, and it's not like I'm gonna be speeding or hot rodding or anything. I'm just gonna see if this transmission shifts. But I hate to say it, I went to another pick and pull yard today and didn't even think about filming. I mean, it didn't even come across my mind. I just stopped by there, and between here and Carthage, it's a little old man runs it. It's kind of a junky yard, not really the best. But I went there and I guess I kind of scored. I got a few things here that I was going to have to order, I guess. I got a pack level controller right here that runs off the RCAs. I got that. They got a fresh Tahoe in, and it had some of these Scar super tweeters right here. I don't know. I looked on eBay. These aren't very expensive, but hey, I mean, I got all this for 20 bucks. I got this. I got 2 runs of 17-foot sky-high wire. It's the copper clad aluminum. It's not the OFC or the whatever, the real copper wire. But hey, it's 2 17 feet runs. Got those 2 tweeters. Got that level controller. I got these rubber floor mats. The other one's already in this Escalade. I mean, it's not a factory Escalade floor mat, but hey, it's better than this little plastic thing right here. I mean, at least it looks like a GM floor mat, and it's rubber. It would hold up better and be easier to clean than a actual cloth or, what would have came in this thing. And I think I'd be happier with a rubber floor mat. But I went ahead. When I was out there was a motor, the same Tahoe I was able to crawl under because it had some 22-inch wheels on it also. It was lifted pretty high, not lowered, slammed like this thing, but I was able to crawl under it and get the little block-off plate to delete the oil cooler on this thing. So you can see over here, there's the oil cooler lines, the old 4-wheel drive hubs. I got the 2-wheel drive hubs put in. Let me see if I can get under here without getting too dirty. Well, I mean, you can't see shit. But anyway, it's all under there. Everything's tightened down to spec. It's all tightened down and the wheels are tightened down. So I guess I'm gonna take this thing for a short drive. I'm about 80% sure everything's tight underneath. And we're good. That oil block-off plate was a little bit smaller than the holes that it was covering up, but I mean the gasket went around the holes, so I'm guessing that's what it is. I don't know. I've never messed with the LS motor that much, believe it or not. I did notice underneath it is leaking, but I think it's the oil pan leaking. I don't think it's coming from the transmission. I wouldn't be surprised if the transmission does leak since I reused some of the old gaskets, but whatever. For some reason, it's been doing that here lately. I don't know if maybe the fuel pump's getting weak, but you go to start it for the first time, it'll stumble and not start. But the second time, it always starts up good, like normal, like it should. But I mean, after that, you go to restart it again, it starts up fine. And I mean, it idles good, runs smooth. Yeah, it's got the service engine soon light. That's because I deleted the EGR. And now the cats are stolen. So I put in 2 pieces of exhaust tubing under there. I still have the rear O2s hooked up. I figure, what the hell? One day I can get this thing try to get it tuned, get all that stuff, all that nonsense deleted out. Let's see. Yeah, radio's off. It don't need to be on right now. Does the AC still work in this thing? I mean, it's cool, but I think it's just low. No, we don't need auto. Another thing I'm thinking about doing is deleting the rear AC, because I could easily go to one of these pick and pull yards and get the AC lines under there that don't have the, you know, the extensions coming off that goes to the back. I could just get those two lines up there and just have front, because I think front AC in this thing will be fine. I don't need rear AC. This thing is not going to be a kid hauler anymore. I mean, these seats and shit in this thing's destroyed from kids. Another thing, I gotta back this thing out because I got a ton of oil under it that I dropped. I mean, speaking of that, oil pressure is sitting on 60 pounds. I don't think I've ever seen it that high before. Maybe doing this delete. God damn. Well, it is. I mean, it is a cold start, but shit. But okay, I'm gonna get going, because this has just been 6 minutes of rambling. And goes into reverse good again. God damn, what happened to my rearview mirror? even in the daytime, I mean, the back, it has that factory tint on it, and I guess they got 5% over that. Like, everything in the back, you can see. I mean, it's not that color in person. I mean, it kind of is, but I think that's just the sun. The sun's kind of a pinkish color right now, reddish color. The tint don't have any fading to it. All right, we're backing out. So far, so good. I noticed one thing too. This thing kind of idles low. Like whenever the AC cycles, the motor kind of, you can tell the motor kind of jumps a little. And especially like the last time I drove this thing uptown, I was in a drive-through. I was easing forward, and the engine kind of bucked a little. And I think it was the AC kicking on, the clutch kicking on. I was thinking, what the fuck? Damn, this thing is dirty. Being parked underneath that carport, and this up here being a dirt road, it just, people driving by, the dirt just lingers up this way. Let me put my mirrors out. Oh shit, that was the other thing. There is a Suburban out there, the yard I went to today. I should have grabbed that fucking mirror. He has a driver's side side mirror that's heated like this one, in perfect condition. I could just snap the glass out and put in this one, because it's not a folding one or anything. Oh, there was second gear. This thing drives just really good now. It feels a lot looser in a good way, I guess. I don't know if looser is a good way to say it, but just more nimble. I think I mentioned that last time. More nimble and just lighter, if you will. I know it's a big girl, but I know it just feels like easier to control now. Like I guess there's not that all-wheel drive system up there that's turning, and when you turn it works against itself with the viscous coupler and all that. But I'm gonna try to hold this phone right here. Like I said, I'm not looking through the phone while driving. I've kind of got the phone, I'm holding it kind of around below my eyes, around where my mouth is to talk, you know, so you guys can hear me. And I'm looking, you know, above my phone. Let me get around this curb here. I got some people outside right here. I don't want them to see me filming and be like, what the fuck? Oh shit, get out of the way, dog. Okay. Whole bunch of people outside. I guess everybody's getting ready for hunting season. Man, this thing does sound good. Since I cut the cats off and then cut them tailpipes off, it sounds like an aftermarket exhaust. I cannot lie about that. It is loud enough for me. The only reason I'd want to put an aftermarket muffler under there is because the factory muffler is so big, and if I got like a MagnaFlow or 2 MagnaFlow bullets, they're just so much smaller and probably a little bit lighter. All right, well, here we go. Well, it shifted into whatever gear that was. 3rd gear, I guess. Wow, this thing is just, okay, yeah, that's 4th gear right there. That was a pretty solid shift into 4th gear. Nice. Because I did block the PWM, and I blocked the 4th gear accumulator. Oh, this thing is kind of wibbly wobbly. Back there, one of the springs I heated up in the back, it broke. Yeah, you know, I mentioned something about that, heating springs, and that one. That is the first spring that's ever broke on me where I heated it up. I don't know what went wrong there. I've heated up probably dozens of springs, and what I mean by heating up is I cut some coils off and I heat the top coil up to bend it down even where the spring sits even, so there's not that one coil sticking up. I don't know, it's not too bad. Not saying anything, I'm just kind of listening. It kind of felt like it was stumbling back there or something was rough under it, but it could just be this road. Oh, stopping is much better. I got those 2013 brakes up front. I may hit this road up a little bit and just be really careful. I hate to. No, I'm not. I don't want to be that asshole riding around with no insurance, because you never know what will happen. I could just go down this road a little ways and somebody could be on their phone and swerve into my lane and hit me, but then it would be their fault being on their phone, but I would get it in the ass because I have no insurance. So oh, this thing does sound mean. What the hell was that? See, I hear weird noises from this thing all the time. I heard somebody squealing their tires back there, and I was like, oh shit. I don't know if this thing's in a line right now. I've got it lowered and I've altered some shit, so who knows? I think I just need the rest of the rear drop kit for this thing. It almost sounds like it's missing on a cylinder whenever I give it gas. I don't know, I can't really gas on it through here because it's rough and twisty and turny and not the type of road to go fast on. I don't know. I mean, if anything, the transmission's working. Jesus Christ. Do you see the steering wheel? I got a fucking tire that's bouncing. Well, that just took away all my happiness. What the fuck? I mean, it Steer's good. Goddamn, hopefully nothing falls off this thing and I get in a wreck. If I do, I'm gonna keep filming. I'm not gonna hide anything. No, I don't think it's missing. I think that's just the way the exhaust sounds. But I've got something up front, a tire or something that's wibbly wobbly or something. I don't know. All the lug nuts are tight. I tighten the wheels down. I mean, nothing's loose. Could be how low this thing is. The tie rods have a pretty steep angle on them. And that pitman arm does have a little bit of slack in it. So it could be that. Because I just stuck the old pitman arm back on here so I can move this thing. It's all tight and everything, but it does have a little bit of slack. That's those side mirrors making that noise. Every now and then I hear like a noise. It's like these side mirrors are adjusting themselves. I don't know. I don't really know what that's all about. This is the first Escalade I've ever owned. I mean, get back and assess everything underneath it. Just like DD Speed Shop says, you know, it's hot rodding 101, even though this isn't really a hot rod. All types of shit happens and breaks. Some of the interior rattles, but you know, that's to be expected being a 20-plus-year-old vehicle. It brakes good. Brakes work really good. Well, at least we made it back. Oil pressure is still up really high. Temperature looks good. Charging looks good. Gas is at 1/4 of a tank. But that's to be expected because this is a 6.0. Another thing that I'm not paying attention to either, when my foot is on the gas pedal, when I'm hitting bumps and stuff and it's like lurching and jumping, my foot is kind of going on and off the gas pedal. I guess because I'm filming and I'm not really paying attention to all that, but all right. Into reverse good. I mean, there's very little delay going from drive to reverse. Very nice. And AC is blowing kind of cold. It could be colder. It could definitely be colder. I can hear the compressor out there cycling on and off. I can't tell how fast it's cycling on and off. But anyway, this is a 19-minute video of just driving this thing. I guess I'll come back later and let you guys know if there's anything broke on this thing or whatever. All right, guys, just real quick, I've taken a look over this thing, and the only thing I've noticed is this brake over here is a little hot. I mean, the wheel is a little too hot to touch, and I could spit on that thing and it sizzles. So it's this one's hot. So I got a problem with that side. I don't know if it's the caliper or maybe the brake hose. But this side over here, you can see I can touch the rotor, and it's like, it's warm. It is warm, but it's not too hot. And just like this one's warm, but you know, barely hot. Yeah, okay, so all three are like warm, almost too hot to touch. And that one on the passenger front side is like, I noticed that earlier too. A couple of weeks ago I noticed that it was grabbing real tight. That's the oil I kind of let out whenever I cut these lines off. But anyway, okay, so that's it for now. I'll get this cleaned up, get it moved back under here, and I will probably next time I will look at that side over there, see why that brake is catching. Because for once, the anti-lock brake and brake lights aren't on this vehicle. Now, I don't know. I haven't taken the cluster apart. I don't know if maybe somebody pulled the bulbs. But last time I had a hot caliper, a hot brake like that avalanche, I had to replace the caliper. But I don't know. I'll see about that when I get to it. All right, thanks for watching.